And ladies and gentlemen, my name is Arcane Static and welcome back to another episode of what I guess we are going to start calling Stories from the Table. This is the series where I tell you guys about some antics and wacky things that happened in the D&D campaign that I'm playing on Sundays with my good friends. So here today we're going to hear the tale of Captain Crow. When the story opens, it was on a day that only I and the player for our healing priest were able to play, so our dear GM set us up with a side quest. Off the southern coast of the city of Sara, which is where we were, there's an island called Berry Isle, which has always got a storm going on over it, like this terrible raging storm. Lightning and thunder and waves and all that. And it's normally okay because it's like far enough off the coast that nothing really bad happens if you don't go near it. But however, rumor is that the island is cursed, and nobody really wants to set foot on it. And recently the storm has been growing larger and stormier, and the local fishing has sort of suffered from it. So for like several days, fishermen had come back with pretty much nothing in their nets, and it was rumored to be the fault of this huge storm that's just getting bigger and bigger and bigger. So Exrythe the healer and Atlas the bard overheard these rumors, and while Essie the war priest was off on some shenanigan of her own, they decided that it would make a great piece of fame building for their group if they solved the fisherman's problem. So with some difficulty and a promise of significantly more gold than I think was entirely necessary for it, they secured passage to the island on a small schooner. Or at least passage to decently close to the island, after which the guy was like, no, fuck it, you guys get in this rowboat if you're gonna go there at all, I'm going no further. So the captain of the schooner refused to go closer than maybe like half a mile to the coast, but did agree to come back and get them in the morning, if they survived the curse. So all Atlas could find out about this curse was that when people visited the island, they just seldom came back from it. So it sounded like it was just the kind of thing that could be taken care of easily by some adventurers. And when they coincidentally happened to be a set of those, it was perfect timing. So they get to the shore, and they tie up their rowboat, and the storm is pretty intense. Rain and thunder and lightning and things, just like it is from, off the coast or whatever. But they manage to get inland a bit, only to find that this island is essentially shaped like a gigantic bowl, in the center of which was a huge beached pirate ship, with sails tied up and flag tattered but still on the mast, the image of a black crow. Almost immediately after having found the ship, the howling winds start to pick up harder, and the rain beat down in like torrents. And as if beckoned by the waters, these just streams of ghosts, their tormented cries piercing the din of the storm, began issuing from the trees. They swarmed around the ship, beating on its hull with their ghostly fists, and crying out something like, "Hang Crow!" This went on for several minutes as the storm raged, but then, just as swiftly as they had appeared, they vanished, the storm's intensity lessening with their departure. So, not exactly interested in having any kind of close interaction with a literal horde of ghosts, Atlas and Exrythe took that opportunity, while they weren't there, to scramble their way onto the ship using some overhanging trees and some clever rope work. What they found on board, however, wasn't exactly what they had expected for a big abandoned pirate ship. While the whole ship was ramshackle and deserted, the captain's quarters were immaculate. Not even dusty. Inside of them, of course, sat a tall, stocky gentleman wearing a black, wide-rimmed hat with black feathers around the outside edge, a vambrace of flintlock pistols, and a cutlass. Most notably, however, on his shoulder sat a huge black crow with piercing eyes. He welcomed the two of them inside and then made his aims clear. "I need hands for my ship. Are ye here for that work?" Atlas stepped forward and was like, "Yeah, that's totally what we're here for. Yes, we are here to work for your ship, because generally going with the thing that some terrifying, trapped ghost or whatever says gets you more information from it." So then the captain, hearing that, goes, "Swear to me your fealty. Say that you swear it." Atlas swore all right, but it wasn't exactly the oath that the pirate captain was looking for. He actually used the cutting words spell, which makes whatever words that you say actually psychically damaging to the person who hears them. So that was neat. And in the process of doing so, he had to make a constitution save to not get his soul literally ripped from his chest. A fight broke out almost immediately, with Atlas on the front line dueling with the captain with his rapier, while Exrythe fired shots from her crossbow and made sure that Atlas didn't bleed to death. In the midst of the combat, the pirate pulled one of his revolvers and shot Atlas directly in the side, leaving a wound which to this very day still carries the spent flintlock ammunition with a magically healed scar above it. So thinking it to be his phylactery or some other kind of death-preventing object, Atlas turned his attention to the crow on the captain's shoulder and hit it with the sword, much to the captain's dismay. "You shouldn't have done that." So before their eyes, the crow lost its shape, reforming into this sort of gaunt, strangely colored, devil-looking thing. The fight spilled out of the captain's quarters and onto the deck in the rain, where, thanks to some good teamwork and a witty quip or two, they managed to defeat the devil. However, the captain didn't follow them outside of his quarters, so Exrythe and Atlas went back in to look for him, but he'd returned to his seat in the great chair and wouldn't fight anymore. "The contract is broken. It is finished." They learned that this man's name was Captain Crow, a notorious pirate captain who, in the past, maybe 100 years or so ago, dealt in human cargo. In a bizarre twist of fate, his ship ended up on the island after he'd made some kind of deal with the outsider that Atlas and Exrythe had defeated, with his crew all dead and cursed, and he unable to die, a slave to his own ship. Having learned that Crow was a slaver, Atlas proceeded to beat the pulp out of him with his fists until he decided that he'd had enough of the experience and turned to leave with Exrythe. But not before taking that fancy feathered cap from the old pirate and putting it on his own head. The storm died out completely as soon as the devil was killed, and no more ghosts haunted the island, save for Crow himself, who we're still not sure whether he's a ghost or a zombie or what. Maybe he's not even there anymore, but the ship was still in pretty seaworthy condition for the most part, minor repairs needed aside. If it came to it one day, they might be able to go back and actually get that ship back into the water somehow, and just have a pirate ship. They made it back to the mainland safely and announced to the fishers that they had solved their problem, just in time to witness the war priest Essie being arrested by the city guard. What had she been doing? Why was she, who held the rank of inspector in the guard itself, being carted off by the very guard that she outranked? Why was she protesting so greatly against her incarceration, but not actually physically fighting back? Well, tune in next time on Stories from the Table to find out! Thank you guys very much for watching. I hope that you enjoyed it. This is leading up to the plan that we have right now to start actually doing the live streams of our D&D sessions, which will hopefully come in the future. We're making plans and getting all the stuff together and all that for it. But thank you very much for watching. I hope that you enjoyed it. If you did, the like and subscribe buttons are waiting just below this video to be a ship full of haunted ghosts. You can also follow my socials. That's the Facebook and Twitter that are in the description box. And if you feel like it, you can throw some support my direction at the Patreon link that's here on the screen. Maybe also click on one of the other videos that's there. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Hey guys, before you go, a quick request. We're going to be starting up that D&D stream like I was mentioning a couple times, and we're trying to do some research on when would be the best times. So we've already got the lists of like when the other popular D&D streams go up, but when would you like to see a stream available? When do you think you would be able to come and watch it and enjoy it the most? Go ahead and let me know in the comments. That would be super cool if you did. I'd really appreciate it. And look forward to being able to hang out with us live, either here or on Twitch. Probably on Twitch because of reasons, but who knows, it might actually be here either way, thanks to the way that YouTube works now. Thank you guys very much.